In India, the new Consumer Protection Act has changed after so many years. To discuss this with all of us, we have with us Advocate Aditya Abhang. He has been studying the new Consumer Protection Act for quite a few days, and he will tell us what are the recent updates in this. So, Aditya, can you please give us a brief overview about the new Consumer Protection Act?
Thank you, Tejas. Due to time constraint, I will just rush through the important changes brought about by the new legislation. You see, we have a new Consumer Act almost after 34 years. This act brings under its scope e-commerce, which, as we all know, has become an inseparable part of our day-to-day life. Besides this, celebrity endorsement and misleading advertisements have also been included under the ambit of the act. Now, speaking about complaints, a consumer can file a complaint at the place where he resides. Under the previous act, a consumer was required to file a complaint at the place where the company from which he had bought goods or services carried out its business operations. Now, the product liability lies upon the manufacturer as well as the product seller. The pecuniary jurisdiction of the District Commission has been extended to 1 crore and that of the State Commission has been extended to 10 crores. Besides this, anything beyond 10 crore will fall under the jurisdiction of the National Commission.
It has surely brought in some great changes, and adding e-commerce into it was a nice move. So, can you please tell us some new measures and rules about the e-commerce so that our consumers will get to know about them?
As I mentioned earlier, e-commerce has now been expressly brought under the ambit of the new Consumer Protection Act. The e-commerce rules also provide for various compliances to be made by the e-commerce entities. An officer has to be appointed by the e-commerce entity for the redressal of grievances of the consumers. You see, a ticket has to be issued for every complaint raised by the consumer with the e-commerce entity, and every such complaint has to be resolved within a period of 1 month. Furthermore, no cancellation charges can be imposed by the e-commerce entity on the consumers unless the same are borne by the e-commerce entity on account of cancellation from their side. Now, neither the e-commerce entity nor the sellers can misrepresent themselves as consumer and post reviews about their own products or services. You also must have come across various pre-tick boxes which you cannot untick. This is basically a type of passive consent which is not allowed.
Now we can surely say that many new points have been added in the new law, and considering the shopping preferences, has there been any updation in the misleading advertisements and product endorsements?
Misleading advertisements includes false description of products or service, something that is misleading as to the quality, quantity, nature or substance, and even non-disclosure of important information as to a product or service. You must have come across advertisements of various products which claim faster growth and sharper memory. There was even a recent heated debate about fairness creams and the celebrities endorsing the same. There is an act called Drugs and Magic Remedies Objectionable Advertisements Act. This act specifically prohibits advertisements of products like Suraksha Kavach, which is said to be a cure to various diseases. I remember last year 167 notices were issued by FDA to various retailers of homeopathic and Ayurvedic medicines, and a stock of around 20 lakhs was seized in Maharashtra. They were basically engaged in misleading advertisements. Section 12 of the Real Estate Regulation Act, popularly known as RERA, now gives a right to the buyer to reclaim his entire investment along with interest if the builder has made any false claims through the advertisements or proposals. Now coming back to our Consumer Protection Act, the Consumer Protection Act now imbibes a responsibility on the shoulders of the celebrity endorsers to make sure that the claims made through their endorsement are not misleading or unsubstantiated so as to protect the interest of the consumers.
Thank you so much, Aditya, for giving us a brief overview about the new Consumer Protection Act. I am sure this act has been updated considering the latest trends and interests of the consumers, and this act will definitely benefit them. I hope you all like this episode. Thank you so much.